And I think that's what COVID-19 did. It tore down our confidence in things that needed to be torn down anyway. But rather than a death of 19 cuts or 1,000 cuts, it was a sledgehammer. And I think that's what's opened the door, not just for medically home, but for a lot of folks, a lot of companies. But the other thing I want to say it really with a lot of energy. When I was a little boy, I heard that the first 747 was landing at JFK in New York. I lived in Brooklyn in New York at the time. And when I saw a picture of it on TV, it looked like a city. I didn't believe it could actually take off or land. So there was no security back then. So I took my bicycle, I cut out of school, which I shouldn't have, but I did. And I drove my bike to the runway at JFK. And I lined there in the grass. And as I watched American Airlines Flight 1 land, and the 747 right above me. And the level of patriotism I felt for our country, the same feeling I had when Neil Armstrong stepped on the moon. We're capable of anything, but we've become so financially oriented in worrying about financial risk. We've so tried to mitigate out of our consciousness that only big things really matter. Only really big, hard things to do matter. Because doing the little incremental things doesn't really allow us to progress as a country and as a people. So I'm worried about everyone's fear of the complexity of this. It's everything awesome is complex. That's why it's awesome, because in a current status quo, it's not awesome. It needs to be changed, which means you have to undo it or change it or disrupt it. So the capital, and the people that manage the capital, and the people that review the management of the capital, is no longer oriented for the really big, shots outside the park. It's more incremental, and it's more, you have to prove it through the windshield, or the rear view mirror. Everyone asks me, like, what's the pro forma look like? This is 10 years ago. How do I know? I even know when we're going to be able to do our first patient. How do I know what the pro forma looks like? I could lie to you. I could show you all the different admissions and our pricing, which I don't even know what that is either. The belief in people and in ideas and leaders to go after the really, really big problems, to solve them, is where capital, some part of our capital should go. It's not venture capital, and it's not traditional PE, which needs some historical, some traditional historical financial results to be able to justify its investment. There's a gap in the capital market, I think, for big ideas. But anyway, we got there through all strategic investors. And in fact, our Series A, 127 individual physicians invested in medically home. It was like a Kickstarter campaign. Yeah.
Whoa.
And they're all very happy. They're all very happy now. They're all really happy now. Yeah. So anyway, that's my commercial about doing big things and not being afraid of doing big things.